Hello, and welcome to this week's Monkey Nut Punch podcast, where Gareth's got the wrong bloody screen up and can't see what's going on. Butterfingers, really bad, slippery butterfingers. Hello, Keith. What have you been up to?
That was straight into it. I was on holiday for 3 days, but I managed to just at the last minute catch up on everything. So I have seen everything this week. I too survived Electric State.
I fell asleep whilst watching Electric State.
320 grand movie, which looks, I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks amazing. Story wise, nah. But yeah, so I did that. Reacher, which was awesome. Severance, which I'm still a bit meh about. I actually enjoyed Daredevil more, to be honest.
Did ya? I didn't.
I don't know what you've got against it. I actually think it's quite good so far. I don't think it's been bad.
I think it's boring. It's really boring. That's the worst thing.
It's more exciting than season 3 so far.
No way. Not remotely.
Yeah.
Bollocks.
Daredevil went on for 13 episodes of that.
Trust me, Keith. Give it, 4 or 5 months after watching it? Yeah, you'll come back to it and go, yeah, it was quite boring.
I don't think it was. I don't think it's boring. I at the moment, I'm quite enjoying it. I think people are giving it shit at the moment, which is, it's not fair on it at this point. Yeah, it's viewed. We'll get into it later. We'll talk about it in the review section.
We'll get into it.
What else have I seen? Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Severance, Reacher, Daredevil, and Electric State. Yeah, that was my week. And I watched Basic as well, because I'm a good boy this week.
Oh, good. I watched Basic too. What was it? Start watching Invincible. Series is just finished, so I was waiting until the series ended before I started watching it because I didn't want to do season 2 nonsense. So if you can watch that by next week, we'll talk about that, because that was apparently my brother's raving about it, and I read that one of the episodes only got what do you call it? No, number 10 out of 10 on IMDb.
I watched the first series of Invincible. You're talking about the cartoon?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched the first series. But I felt the series was a bit to and fro, if I remember rightly. It wasn't fantastic.
Watch it more. Trust me.
Okay.
Seriously, trust me.
How many more seasons has it had? 3.
It's on season 3. Just finished season 3. Season 3 got last episode got 10 out of 10. Okay. But yes, Biffa Paradise was finished. Sorry, man. It was really good though. If it makes you feel any better. Really good. I really enjoyed it. Very satisfying ending.
Withdrawal symptoms from that. Unfortunately, no, we didn't have that this week. And I feel bad about that. But yeah, no, those are the main things we talk about. So shall we get into the news?
Yeah, let's. I'll have this one.
All right, Gold Member. Don't play the laughing boy. There are only 2 things I can't stand in this world. People who are intolerant of other people's cultures, and the Dutch.
Ted Lasso, the acclaimed Apple TV Plus series, is set for a return for a 4th season. The announcement comes after speculation that the 3rd season would be concluded in May of 2024, which concluded in May 2024 might be its last. The show's creator and cast have expressed enthusiasm about continuing the story, with Jason Sudeikis reprising his role as the titular character. Apple are advertising this. I was watching, what was it? I was watching Severance, and it came up, and it was advertising 4th season coming soon. I'm like, wow. I've really enjoyed this. I wonder what it's going to be like. So,
well,
what's going on?
He's going to be coaching a women's team, and he is the only person that's been confirmed to come back. Although the guy that played Nate the Great hinted that he was in filming. Bert Goldstein is back for writing. But you've got to have all the characters back because yes, Ted Lasso was great, but it was an ensemble. It wasn't just Ted. It was all the I mean the the footballers they were great, but you need to have Rebecca back. You need to have a coach back, or in some way need those back.
I think Rebecca might probably be the one that I can guarantee will be back, being the owner. Yeah, because she's the owner, and she's the one calling all the shots. Her being back is something. But because you haven't got the other footballers there, you might have Beard turn up to help him out every so often, because they're friendly in real life, and he's part of the showrunning team in real life. So yeah, but it would be interesting to see. So if he's coaching the women's football team,
he's coaching our women's football team. They haven't confirmed that it's Richmond.
Oh, okay.
And they haven't confirmed he's going to, because it left off with him sort of coaching back in the US, and he moved back to the US. And they've been very cagey about that. But Nate the actor that plays him, hinted that he would be filming something that suspiciously looked like Ted Lasso. So I think that's out, that he's probably going to be in it. So we've got to see. But I mean, these guys, they're really fucking busy. I mean, the creator of Ted Lasso is bringing back Scrubs as well as Shrinking season 3. And if anything, and Bert Goldstein writes in that and starred in that as well.
Brett
and
Goldstein.
He's going to have a bigger role in season 3 of that. They've just announced Jeff Daniels is going to be in the 3rd season of that. So they're really busy. So that somewhere they've got to create, right, I think they've already written Ted Lasso season 4. And I think that's going to go into production very quickly, because they've also got Shrinking. Now, it might be that they make it in LA because they're so busy with Scrubs and everything else. So we'll see. But I loved Ted Lasso season 1 to 3. But I do hope you've got to have characters like Beard in it, and a few others, because they make it interesting.
True. It's we'll have to see, because plus the whole English element of it too. Yeah. So yeah,
it can't go American. It has to be in the UK. Although America is pretty big on women's football.
Yeah.
So who knows? I don't know how it's going to go. They mentioned a women's team at the end of season.
That's why I thought it would have been Richmond ladies team. So.
But I'm glad that they've officially. I mean, we knew it was coming back. I mean, it's one of the worst kept secrets. It's just that this week, Jason Sudeikis, is that how you say his name, was on a podcast and he confirmed it. Basically, he said, "Yep, it's happening," and then Apple started advertising it. So it's all good. To be honest, I've really liked what these guys have done. I like Ted Lasso. I think Shrinking season 2 was fucking phenomenally good. Even Harrison Ford was brilliant in that. I know we didn't talk about it on here because it wasn't really the type of show, but it genuinely is good. And I have to admit, in some ways, I'm looking to see what they'll do with Scrubs. Because I loved Scrubs, like, when it was Scrubs, before they kind of changed it to a different hospital and got rid of half the characters, and then it really didn't work. But Scrubs with the original cast, well, most of the original cast, because I think Ted died.
Okay.
So
well, that's put a fucking, what do you call it? A lovely.
I think he did, unfortunately. Although Janet had been back and they create great characters, and Ted Lasso is no exception. It's a feel good comedy. I'm glad it's coming back.
I think we need some feel good stuff. So yeah, it'll be interesting. So let's move on to our next story. Let's have. Oh, I'll have that one actually.
I need about 350.
350.
Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, and James May are set to return with a new special titled Not Very Grand Tour, premiering on Prime Video on Friday, the 18th of April 2025. This instalment, directed by Phil Churchwood, known for his work on Top Gear and the Grand Tour, is not a traditional episode, but features Hammond May reflecting on memorable moments from the series, with Clarkson appearing through archival footage. The first episode, The Glory and the Power, celebrates the combustion engine by revisiting past adventures and test drives. So we're getting like a recap series, basically.
It's better than nothing.
Yeah, it's better than nothing.
I mean, Clarkson, I heard, wasn't involved with it because he's too busy with the farm. But we'll be getting Clarkson Farm 4.
Yes.
4 this year.
Yeah.
And 5's already been commissioned and is being filmed because he did the whole he got a whole drone show. Did you see that? It's like
Drone show?
Yeah, he did a drone show to announce season 5. Like at night, right? And it was just this pitch black film, and he went like that, and all these drones just flew up, and for number 5 went season 5. I was like, very Clarkson. Very cool. So yeah, Clarkson 5's got season 5 as well. Yeah, if you didn't know that.
That's interesting. So okay, so it's just it's a clip show basically.
I think they have filmed some new stuff, and I think there was an interview with them after the final show. I mean, I still don't believe that they're entirely done. I think they're done with the Grand Tour as it is, but I don't buy that they're entirely done. They might just be done with a lot of travelling. But I think, I mean, Hammond and May sort of do stuff on Drive Tribe and May's channel on YouTube, the Gin channel, every now and then. I mean, I know Clarkson's busy with his own stuff. I mean, he's still doing a lot of stuff on TV, but I think we'll see them again. I think
no, I think we'll see them again. It just depends when, though. That's the thing. It really does depend when. So yeah, I like the Grand Tour. It's fun, silly. I like Top Gear. My favourite one was when they went to the North Pole, and it was like Clarkson was insisting that they put big bloody lights on the car, and it was like kind of this time of year where the sun never sets because of the way the Earth's tilted. And he was like, "Oops, it's 10 o'clock now in the evening."
Driving away when May's on the crapper.
I actually watched. I didn't get around to watching it, but I saw on Discovery that someone else had done the same in the same cars, roughly. So yeah, I wish they would have gone. Two things I wish they would have done. One, I wish they would have gone to the South Pole. Yeah, and tried to do the South Pole. But given the fact that Argentina is so close, to where all the supplies and bits would be coming through, might be an issue. And then the other one is when they turned the Robin Reliant into a spaceship, and it didn't detach, which was an absolute travesty because I'd seen that detach and just fly. That would have been fantastic. I love the hell out of that. So it's yeah, you're right. They're going to be back. The question is how and what, and it's. I don't know if some company, some motoring company is going to release some new petrol powered car rather than an electric car, and then it gets more exciting that way. We don't know. It'll be interesting though.
I mean, they said that the Grand Tour was going to carry on without them, but we haven't seen that. Then you're getting this not so Grand Tour, which I love the name. It'll be interesting to see what comes. I mean, I know they filmed quite a lengthy interview, which clips are posted, but never the full thing. But let's see. I mean, let's see what happens. I mean, I think Hammond will probably end up working more at the moment because of his marriage disintegrating, which I kind of knew because I watched his workshop and his wife didn't feature in the latest season of it, and I thought that was strange, and then we got the reason why.
What do you call it? I think if you wanted to get Clarkson back, you could probably turn the Grand Tour. You could do like a little Grand Tour thing, but in front of a live studio audience, which is just the three of them talking about cars. Seriously, if you said that to him, he'd go, "Yeah," because you saw how upset he was when they stopped doing the whole tent thing and they just went to doing specials, and it was like that was like his thing, and he was really gutted that it'd gone. So if you want to get him back,
in his pub, hasn't he?
Has he got that tent in his pub?
That tent is in his pub.
Ah.
So he uses the tent and he puts shows on there as well and stuff. I'll have to go to his pub when I come back. I want to go to his pub and try it, and yeah, we'll have to do that when I come back. But we'll see that in Clarkson's Farm 4, which, as I said, should be at some point this year, which will be good. Looking forward to that. That was one of the biggest things on Amazon, Clarkson's Farm.
Yeah, it's ironic because everyone's talking about cancelling it because he's such a horrible person. He said something mean about Meghan Markle or some shit. But it turns out that Meghan Markle was a mean and horrible person. So karma, bitch. All right, let's move on to our next one.
I'm going in. Cover me, Porkins.
I'm right with you, Red 3. Got a problem here.
Eject!
I can hold it.
Pull up!
No, I'm all right.
Sorry, I thought that was quite appropriate. George Lucas' ambitious live-action series Star Wars Underworld was shelved due to prohibitive production costs, with each episode estimated costing $40 million. Producer Rick McCallum revealed, despite having over 60 scripts that were dark, sexy, and violent, the technology at the time couldn't reduce the costs below this figure. The series was aimed at to explore more mature themes within Star Trek universe, focusing on complex family dynamics. Did I say Star Wars? I said Star Wars.
You said Star Trek.
Did I say Star Trek? No. With Star Wars universe, focusing on a complex family dynamic and dark narratives.
You can go watch it back. But
Not then!
You did say Star Trek. You said Star Trek universe.
Anyway, McCallum noted that the content would have blown up the whole Star Wars universe, potentially impacting Disney's latest acquisition of the franchise. Announced in 2005, Star Wars Underworld was set to be the prequel to the original trilogies, intended to delve into the criminal underworld of Coruscant. Despite extensive developments, including building sets and concept art, the project's budgetary challenges led to its indefinite postponement. So,
which is kind of ironic considering how much a single fucking episode of The Acolyte cost.
Yes, it is. But this is 2005 $40 million, which isn't the same as 2025 or 2024 or 2023's $40 million. But the technology is right. The technology should definitely be there now. The expression dark, sexy, and violent.
Everything I've heard about this series, like there were rumors that came out, but a lot of information has been released about it, and it just sounds cool. And it's like, why the fuck is Disney not making this? Like they own the scripts.
Oh no, it's simple. George said, "Make this," and their response is no. So did you hear what George's original idea was for The Force Awakens?
Yes.
And they said no.
Yes.
And they just went, no, not doing it. And that is literally why they're doing it. It's because George said to do it, even though it's George's, and dipshit shouldn't have sold it. He should have sold it. If he sold it to anyone, he should have sold it to fucking Amazon or not Amazon, Apple.
Well, I mean, a lot of people have been saying about the James Bond thing. Apparently, Bezos sent out that it had to be a man, and he had to be English or British. A memo went out, so I think they've read the room. I'm not 100%, but I think they read the room. And you know, a lot of people are sort of like, with everything recently, with these huge franchises like Star Wars, and you know, Lord of the Rings to a lesser extent, but Amazon, you know, they can't hide it that it isn't getting the views that they thought it's, cause it's shit, right? And what Disney has done to Star Wars and Marvel, and to a lesser extent what Paramount has done to Star Trek, and what the BBC and Disney have done to Doctor Who, and what they're about to do to Harry Potter because they are fucking idiots.
Yeah, sorry. I was supposed to submit 2 stories this week and I forgot.
Well, we know we did sort of. Why was it about Harry Potter?
No, it was about Russell T Davies and Disney wanting to fire him.
Oh yeah, I've heard the rumours. Although I couldn't
And
find anything.
and then there's the other one about Stephen
confirmed.
Moffat having a squinny because everyone said we want you writing for Doctor Who, but you don't want your show running it. So there you go. There's an example.
I mean, so I mean, we'll touch again on this on the Daredevil thing, right? Daredevil is still better than anything Disney Plus has done in the Marvel universe since arguably those first few episodes.
No, it's not.
Although I didn't like.
No, it's not. It's boring. It's fucking boring, Keith.
Better than any other show they've done.
No.
It is better. What's better? What was better than this?
What was better than this? The first 3 episodes of WandaVision.
No.
First 3 episodes.
Shit, and I never enjoyed Wonder Woman. It was pants, Wonder Vision. Right from the offset, it was not good. So, but you know, I'll go that maybe
It
similar.
wasn't, Keith. It was not boring.
I don't know why you're bored of this. It's not. I'm not bored. I'm enjoying it. How is it boring?
We'll get there, and I'll raise. I will raise my points, and you'll go, okay.
It's only been watched by 7.5 million people. Yeah, everybody that's watched it is, oh, it's pretty good. On the thing, and then they come. Sorry, yeah, you're the only one. The internet disagrees with you. But
The internet's fucking wrong. All
internet's
those
on my
missing
side.
viewers, all those viewers who would have watched it would agree with me.
But this is the thing, right? And this is bullshit because, and this is why I think a lot of these channels make videos for clicks. Same thing happened with Picard season 3. Viewership. Yes,
Picard season 3 was good.
but the same thing happened at the beginning.
Picard season
and
3
Daredevil's
was good. No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. But Picard season 3 started off with low viewing figures, and because they were clever enough and gave all these channels like The View, you know, and they went, oh, actually, it's really good. The viewing figures went up, and I think the same thing will happen here. And my point is, what I'm trying to make is, they could still turn around Star Wars, and the way they do it is make this. Can you imagine if tomorrow they announced we're making a new series for Disney Plus using George Lucas's script? Every motherfucker's going to tune into that, right? And if they make it according to Lucas's scripts, everybody will tune into it, because all you have to do is slap George Lucas on it, and everybody will forget.
No, they won't. No, they
will.
won't. It's like this, yeah. My argument goes like this, yeah. Right. So this is how it goes, yeah. You lost a third of your die-hard audience. They're gone. They are never coming back. Another third are sitting in the apathy thing, hoping something might happen, and then you got another third that's all right. It's not happening. It's gone. It is dead.
But they said the same about Star Trek, and then Picard season 3 got some of the highest viewing figures in the thing.
compare Picard's figures against, say, like Voyager when it was on UPN. And I bet you
season
won't.
3 did quite well at the end. The Nielsen ratings, it was like up in the high Nielsen ratings, and I think it did incredibly well on Amazon worldwide. I think it did quite well in the end because the channel started telling everybody it was really good, and by word of mouth, people started watching. And I still believe that they can turn these things around. I think, if they announce a Knights of the Old Republic, you're going to get a load of people watching. Will as many people watch? No. But if they make something that has got Lucas's name on it, it might bring people back. But these scripts sounded good. I mean, have you heard anything about it? Like, exploring the underworld. Did you read anything about it? Or...
I've seen bits. I see when I put the notes together, it came from Games Radar and a load of other places. So it's I saw some bits from it. It's like test footage they did. And it. Have you ever been into Hollywood Studios in Disney World?
No.
There's a bit in Hollywood Studios where it feels like it would have been in this thing. I don't know. I think you've lost a third of the audience that are never coming back. That's what I think. I think that's a God honest truth. You've lost a third of that audience that are never coming back. Oh, and Star Trek Voyager overnight, not on demand, peaked at 9 million viewers on an overnight, no on-demand bullshit.
Yes, but Picard got
and
more
that, hang on a second, and that was only on UPN.
Yeah, okay, fair. Well, but I mean, Picard got a lot more than that. I mean, Picard did really well on Amazon. Amazon wanted and were willing to do something with Legacy, which is why I mean, I think Star Trek's going to be interesting in the coming days. Thankfully, Section 31 movie well and truly bombed.
I was so tempted to watch that.
I can't bring myself to do it. I did watch Captain America. I forgot to say that. I did watch Captain America Brave New World.
Shit, isn't it? It's fucking terrible.
Do you know what struck me about that film? You remember when you talked about the first season of Doctor Who with the what's her face in it?
Jodie Whittaker, where it felt like no one existed anywhere.
Yes. Did Captain America not feel like that?
No, right. So what if you sailed the high seas to get it? Just watch the bits. See if you can chop out the bits with Anthony Mackie on his own. Yeah, because those bits felt like he acted completely separate from everyone else.
Yeah,
he did. He felt like he just filmed them in his kitchen on a green screen.
Well, I think a lot of that was probably green screen and reshoots, but it didn't feel like a big Marvel movie. It didn't feel like I think like going back to like recasting, what's his face, Thaddeus,
I don't know why they picked Harrison Ford. I don't know why they picked Harrison Ford.
They should have never done. It didn't work. You didn't have that link back, and you didn't feel like the link back to the original thing. And using that obscure geezer out of the original Hulk, movie, Marvel Hulk movie again, it was shit, Gareth. It was shit. It didn't do anything. It didn't carry on the world. And for fuck's sake, they touched on the Eternal story. Why did they do that? And adamantium is coming from a celestial. Oh, please.
I think in the X-Men, adamantium did come from a celestial through Apocalypse.
Not one that came through the middle of the bloody earth.
No. It was a celestial that Apocalypse made a deal with, so he could have all his fucking cool tech.
Yeah, it wasn't good. I actually thought that was boring. There.
It was. I think my friend Carl, who I watched it with, walked out thinking, "I'm not watching that game." That was his response. Not watching that game. No, it was crap. I mean, proper crap. It's probably the lowest point of the MCU so far. It's literally all the off-brand characters. And the annoying thing is that all of a sudden, Falcon's suit can go supersonic. So when Tony Stark had his one, he had to go supersonic and he had to test it and he had to put himself in a shell and this, that, and the other, and he had icing problems and all these other things. But no, all of a sudden, he can do it, and it can keep up with a jet. Where his suit originally, and this is I'm not talking about the Wakandan one, I'm talking about the one that Falcon's got in this, yeah? His suit originally was designed so you could fly into an area, provide medical aid, and then fly back out. Yeah? And yeah.
It was shit. It was not good. It
didn't make any fucking sense.
No, it was another terrible.
They're too scared to go, we're going to war with the Chinese. Was the other part.
Yeah.
The Japanese.
War with the Japanese, yeah.
Who don't have an offensive military.
Or navy.
They have a navy, yeah. It's not an offensive navy, though. It's a defensive navy. One for the north, one for the south. That's it. No more than that. It's just to make sure no one causes any trouble. Okay, let's move on to our next one. I wonder if this one will work.
They sucked his brains out.
Went on a little longer than I was planning, but hey. Neill Blomkamp, renowned for his work on District 9, is set to write and direct a new adaptation of Starship Troopers for Sony Columbia Pictures. The forthcoming film aims to be a faithful make of Robert A. Heinlein's 1959 novel, diverging from Paul Verhoeven's 1997 satirical interpretation. I find that right. So Chuck. I find that scene hilarious. Is the way he delivers it. It's brilliant. I found hilarious for some reason. It's on the cinema next week for the 20th or 25th anniversary. But I'm going next 25. Week, next Saturday. I'm going to watch it next Saturday with my friend Malcolm and my son and the missus. Because I like that film. Is it a faithful adaptation of Starship Troopers? No, not in a long shot. There's been some 3D cartoons, animations that are more faithful to it. But was it enjoyable? Yeah, it was really enjoyable. The downside now is you're going to get people who have watched that film there, and the idea of having these battle suits, which were missing, and they reintroduced them in like the third film, which should have been in there for the first film, for the mobile infantry, because they're supposed to turn up with these power mech things and just squish bugs left, right, and centre. And I know for a fact that Neill Blomkamp's going to put that in there, and he's going to make them look fan-bloody-tastic. So yeah, it's and and Paul Verhoeven didn't really understand how Starship Troopers worked. There are loads of videos on how it's like kind of it worked or it didn't work.
It's still a great movie. I mean, fuck it, it's Denise Richards, Neil Patrick Harris. Was in that movie.
Casper Van Dien, Michael Ironside.
I mean, it's still a great
Clancy Brown
satirical movie in many ways, and I like the original Starship Troopers. But when I saw this, I remember going to watch this South African sci-fi film, right? That I thought I'm going to get annoyed by the accents in 5 seconds flat, right? And it's just going to be some shit fucking B movie. And I came out of the out of that cinema going, fuck me, that's one of the best sci-fi films I've seen in a long time. That film was truly fucking good. Yes. And like the ending is incredibly satisfying. It's just a fucking good film. And you know, it put Neill Blomkamp on the radar. Not all of his films have been hits, but Chappie. Although Chappie was better than people give it credit.
Yeah. Oh, hang on a second. Keith, can you wonder why certain people say Zack fucking Snyder can do miserable failure after miserable failure, yeah? But Blomkamp does one failure. How the fuck does that work?
I know. Chappie was better than a lot of people, I think. But I love District 19. District 9. I think it's a great movie. and I think he could do something interesting here. I think you're right. I think it could be good. I just, you know,
it will be so far away from that 1999,
yeah, but it's
1997
people
film.
understanding that this is a making of a, because not a lot of people know that it's a novel.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are going to go, oh, they've remade Starship Troopers. That was a really good film. Why are they remaking it? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, they're not. They're actually making an adaptation of the novel.
The book. Yeah.
They just get the damn trailer right.
It's a short book. I need to read it. I really need to read it.
But I'm actually up for this. Again, I like Neill Blomkamp. I think he's an interesting director.
Blomkamp,
whatever. I like the guy. Makes interesting movies.
I always imagined us actually getting to do those like press junkets and you just fucking up everyone's name and just me sitting there going,
do it on purpose. Gina, or Tiga.
You'll be Jenna Ortega.
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 But no, I'm up for I am up for another Starship Troopers if it's going to be in the vein of the novel and it's going to be done in a more sort of serious vein. It could be quite good, and I think he might be the right guy to do it.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it'll as I said, the problem we're going to find is that you're going to have people who are fans of that original film not understanding that it was never supposed to be that way. There were some serious notes on actual society and how it functioned, and it's weird because there's some bits in it that's really satirical. Yeah, so you've got the botched attack on Clandethu. Yeah, so you've got the leader of the Federation and fucks up and gets 100,000 people killed in a day. And do you know what he does? He says, "Yeah, I fucked up. Time for a new leader. I want that in real life. Can I have that in real life, please? Someone somewhere. I want that existence. Denise Richards really good looking in that film, and I'm just saying."
She is damn good looking in that film. I can't remember if that was before or after Bond.
Before.
Yeah.
Before
that still has one of that Bond film still has one of the cheekiest lines. The worst Bond pun right at the end. Oh, it's the worst, but it's also the best in some ways.
No, it's no, it's not. No, it's not. There are many better ones in there.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how they got away with that. It's the one that
makes me go, oh no, he said it. Oh, he fucking said it. Bond, you've become a dad.
Yeah, but that's what makes it. I want to know how they got away with it. Christmas only comes once a year. I want to know how they got away with it. But anyway, there we go. All right, what's next?
Just too busy going on thinking about bloody what's a mush.
You're just thinking about Denise Richards, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm thinking about Denise Richards. Let's have. You know what? We'll have a bit of. Actually. Couldn't find the stop button. Sadie Sink, renowned for a role as Max Mayfield in Stranger Things, has officially joined the cast of Spider-Man 4. Starring alongside Tom Holland, the film will be directed by Destin Daniel Cretton. Oh God, I hope I said that right. And is slated for a release of July 31st, 2026. While Sink's specific role remains undisclosed, speculation abounds regarding her character. Some fans suggest that she may portray Jean Grey, a prominent member of the X-Men, considered in Marvel's ongoing integration with mutants from this Marvel into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Other proposals suggest that she will play a variant of Mary Jane Watson or Gwen Stacy. both significant figures in Spider-Man storylines. Notable insider Jeff Snyder is reported that Sink is expected to take on the role of Mary Jane Watson. Filming for Spider-Man 4 is anticipated to commence in summer of 2025, following Holland's completion on his work on Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. The plot is expected to explore Peter Parker's life after the events of Spider-Man No Way Home, focusing on his decision to relinquish his personal identity and embrace his role as Spider-Man. So,
I don't know what to make of this, because if she is a variant of MJ, it means more fucking multiverse bullshit. Although we might have
maybe she.
multiverse
Hang on a
bullshit.
second. Maybe she is Mary, because that was MJ, yeah, but that wasn't Mary Jane.
True.
And they always told us that. She's ginger.
Yes.
So there's that. She
I mean,
is a ginge.
I can believe she might be Jean Grey. And I don't know. I mean, I've only ever seen her in Stranger Things.
Yeah, she's a bit annoying in that too.
Which makes me think that she could be Jean Grey. But on the other hand, I think they're wanting that to happen. But I was hoping for, like, if you're going to do Spider-Man 4, I was hoping it was going to be kind of like street level Spider-Man. You know, maybe taking on a lesser.
No, Spider-Man was always saving the city.
Yeah.
It wasn't necessarily street level. Who's slightly above street level, but definitely below global level. If that made any sense.
You know what I mean? Like a less mechanized, less sort of world, city. You know,
saving
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And actually, I got used to the sort of Zendaya thing, and I was hoping he was going to win her back and get her to remember. So I don't know where she fits in. I didn't mind Zendaya in these movies that much.
The first one, fucking obnoxious. The second one, half obnoxious, and the third one, she actually played the part.
Yeah,
which is the annoying thing. So 2 movies of her being obnoxious.
I'd like to. I don't think that story is complete. And so I'm hoping. I don't know what to make of this. Is all I'm going to say. I am looking forward to another Tom Holland Spider-Man movie, but I don't know what to make of this. And he's not quite street level, but he's not like, you know, I was quite looking forward to seeing him have made his own suit, not have so much Iron Man tech in it, and just how he deals with being on his own and maybe trying to work out a way to sort of make this version of MJ remember him. And I think if she's playing Mary Jane Watson, it detracts from Spider-Man 3 somewhat. Because... Well, I think it does a little bit, because then it detracts from that character a bit. And why bring in another love interest? I mean, because, you know, she's your MJ. There's that whole line. She's your MJ. She gets saved by the guy, the other Spider-Man that couldn't save Gwen Stacy. So there's that all that significance there, that if she's suddenly pushed aside and is not significant anymore as a character, it detracts slightly from that. If that makes any sense. If you go watch this movie, then go back and watch Spider-Man 3, it's like, oh well, she's not that significant anymore. And this is often a mistake these people make. That. So I don't know is the thing. I hope she might be Jean Grey.
No.
But I don't think she is.
Too young, way too young. You want late 20s MJ, not MJ, Jean Grey. MJ Green Grey. Sound the same? Yeah. It's...
You're right, she is a redhead. So it smells of MJ, but a different MJ.
And considering that Hollywood has been determined to commit gingicide over the course of the last 15 years, every ginger has been erased. Yeah. It's time for the ginger uprising, Keith.
I'll laugh if they dye her hair blonde and she's fucking Gwen Stacy.
Could do.
I will piss myself.
Could do. But there's Betty
because-
Watson, which he also went out with, didn't he? It was J. Jonah Jameson's secretary. But if that's the case, then you'll get Captain Stacey casting too.
Yep. So we'll see.
Yes, we will see. All right. I think, given that, I think it's time for the comments. Here we go. So, who was in first? Biffa was in first. He survived watching Electric State. Biffa, I fell asleep. My brain preserved me from the Electric State. It really did. In this one. And then silver medal goes to be a stupid gamer. Yeah. Paradise was over last week. It was fantastic. Bronze star for Chuck. But saying that, he did a live stream last night and I didn't know about it until this morning. So I watched the catch up for that live stream. Yes, you're always late. You need to subscribe to us on Twitch because Twitch will tell you when we go live. Unlike YouTube, which will tell you 15 minutes after we've gone live. And then is everyone now saying hello to everyone else? So let's go to this one here. The OG Starship Trooper was very disturbing. That guy getting his brain sucked out. It's weird because Paul Verhoeven made that film to be like a propaganda piece. That's why all the people in it were beautiful. That's why you got Denise Richardson and the one who played Dizzy and Casper Van Dien and all the others, because it was supposed to be like that. Why, Biffa? Why did you watch Meghan Markle's cooking show? I'm going to ask that you be checked. One, because you may have some kind of PTSD from watching it, and two, you may have some brain damage from choosing to watch it. Please say that someone made you watch that. All right? I love Star Wars clip pull up. That one, ever since I saw that as a kid, me and my brother made a joke about spilling a milkshake. And I don't know why. It was me and my brother Duncan. Hi, Steve. Oh, hang on. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
We've got he.
You did fuck up.
For the podcast. Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Thank you, chat.
You be reading. You read the articles next week.
Thank you, chat.
And I'll be having words with you later. Right. Star Wars, I am... I can hear her from downstairs. She just gave me shit. That's the message. By the way, it's too late. The party's over. Star Wars is done. Yeah, Star Wars is absolutely fact. It really is. I ain't watching Star Trek after Picard season 3. That was the only thing. But then again, I described it as a twitching corpse. It's alive! Oh, no, it's not. Been to the Universal OG Orlando and OG Star Wars Studio Florida's Universal. Yeah. Did you go when they had the Jaws ride? Because I did that in Florida, but I also did the one in California, and they had Battlestar Galactica, and you got to get attacked by the Cylons and rescued by Starbuck and Apollo, which as a small child, because I was watching Battlestar Galactica on BBC Two at 6 o'clock. Yeah, fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I know. I'm jealous of you for that.
Oh, and saw Knight Rider driving around too. Glenn Larson, whatever his name was. Steve, did you watch all of it, or did you just watch part of it? I'm going to be handing out cards for therapists on this soon. As I said, I find it funny because the way Michael Ironside genuinely sucked his brains out. Any other actor would have a little smirk when he said that, but Michael Ironside delivered that properly. Yet next week, brain mosquito. With his eyes, yeah.
I did find that like parts of the movie a bit disgusting, but I always find the face huggers in Aliens more disturbing than Starship Troopers. But I get it why some people felt that way with it. But I mean, Denise Richards in it, so it wasn't all bad.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Apart from she wasn't in the shower scene.
Yeah. I was...
We were robbed. We were robbed, I tell you. Biffa, Verhoeven knows what men want to see. Yep. Did you know when they filmed that shower scene, the director took all his clothes off too, to make sure everyone felt comfortable, and he made all the crew around take their clothes off, which was fine. Chappie wasn't that bad. Seriously, after watching trying watching Electric State, Chappie wasn't that bad. I think the film's ridiculous. You get to watch it next weekend with me, darling, and Malcolm, and Dexter. I've got to excuse me. I'm watching.
I think they are reacting to your latest sort of blip video.
Blip video?
Well, you did overplay the.
Rebecca Ferguson.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. Everyone. Sadie Sink would be a perfect Jubilee. She's got the attitude. If you look at the version, the character in Stranger Things, the attitude kind of works. I'll give you that. Ginger, like ginger nuts and ginger snaps and yeah.
He just heard ganja.
Ganja? How to be a stupid ganja? Kind of like it. Am I slurring my words? Have I got a head injury? Am I bleeding? Maybe. I did go to the gym twice this weekend. My iPad and my iPhone gets notifications. Twitch. Yeah, Twitch. If you want to get notifications, follow us on Twitch. Because Twitch notifies you. And it does. It's really good at it. I saw Star Wars New Hope 7 times in 77. Good. Saw Star Wars. That's fine. Looks like love at first sight to me. Oh, that's a great That's a great thing. Aliens in the thingy. Tries to get Burke. The Jaws ride at Universal. Fucking awesome. It was great because you're like on the thingy and all of a sudden it just comes up and tries to bite the side of the little thing you're on. Absolute epicness. And then the Twister. I'm annoyed because they had the Twister thing at Disneyland Paris. Was it Disneyland Paris? No, it was actually Florida. And that was great because you go into his room and they created a little Twister, which you got to see, which was fantastic. And the OG King Kong. Oh, the OG King Kong was fantastic. Seriously, you went on this ride and it's like a tour through the back studios and you literally a giant King Kong animatronic. It might have not been giant as I thought it was because I was 4. Did not do Ghostbusters though. Spider-Man, definitely Spider-Man's awesome. Sorry, we're going to talk about Thingy's travel vlogs. E.T. of course. I didn't like E.T. I'm going to say that. Harry Potter is absolutely fantastic. Twister is absolutely fantastic. And now I'm going to turn the music down. And we're going to start talking about...
What are we going to talk about first?
So, let's talk about Daredevil first.
Oh, sorry, we're going to talk about how you're wrong. Right.
Keith, what happened in Daredevil?
Which one?
The most recent episode, number 3. What happened in the...
there was a court case, and he won it.
And
then he got shot by the Punisher, not Punisher. Yeah.
And what else happened?
And Fisk is getting a bit pissed off that people are, things are not going his way, and his wife's up to no sort of stirring the pot behind. Lots of things happen. Tell me how this... I don't get how you think this is boring, but you can sit through 13 episodes
fucking boring. So let's recap. Let's do the court case first. So the court case. In the court case, you've got the guy who's the White Tiger. Yeah, I've got to turn this bloody thing off. Hang on a second. You've got the guy who's the White Tiger, and they agree not to reveal the fact that he's the White Tiger because it has no relevance on the case whatsoever. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. They agree that if you put a witness into the court, they need to be deposed by the other side before they take the stand, don't they?
Yes.
Did that happen? No, it fucking didn't. Yeah, because if they would have deposed the guy, you wouldn't have got him turned around in there. It felt like a really cheap ass trick to have the witness that was there turn around and say that. And I was just like, oh, not that shit. Seriously, not that shit. You had... It was a courtroom drama. It was a courtroom drama with a bit of Wilson Fisk. Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio are doing their best to uphold this thing, but it is fucking dull. Seriously, it's like courtroom drama.
The fight scene between the two coppers at the end of episode 2 was pretty damn cool, especially when he.
No. We're talking about episode 3, Keith. Here, I want you to keep the thing on episode 3. Because this is where I've gone. I think it's a bit dull. Also, episode 2. Episode 2, Daredevil has 3 dates and 1 fist fight. Daredevil's not renowned for dates. Daredevil's renowned for fist fighting.
There was less than that in some episodes of freaking on Netflix.
But
there wasn't fist fighting in every single episode.
Keith, the story had tension. There was tension in the story. You felt that there was a threat overall. So the first series of Daredevil, yeah, you had the threat of Kingpin. We all knew it was Kingpin, but no one would say his name. We were waiting for his name to be said, yeah? All the way through that beginning part, yeah? And we were waiting for Daredevil to get his costume. So we had these things set up on the horizon for us to see, yeah?
Yeah, I've watched all of it recently. I think you need to go back and watch them.
I will go back and watch them, but we had that set up there, yeah? So we were having Daredevil in the early days and Kingpin in the early days, yeah? And that was the build-up, yeah? That's where you were going.
It took 12 episodes to get him in the suit, right? Yeah, you have that corridor fight. Season 1 is far duller than this. I'm generally don't get... I'm not bored by it. I've quite enjoyed these 3 episodes. Is it better than Season 2 of Daredevil? No. You still think Season 3 of Daredevil's the best thing. I don't. I think it's better than Season 1. It's not better than Season 2. Season 2 was when it peaked. And even then, way too long. 13 episodes. Right? More is happening in this than it has in those 13 episodes. You need to go back and watch them. Because there's a lot of stuff where it just fuck all happens. And it's like him in a church, him somewhere else. And it's like a lot of it could have been cut out and made to be more... It is quite long-winded.
Those bits was him dealing with his stuff, yeah? This wasn't a courtroom case that was done really poorly, because it was done really fucking poorly. They need to have a fucking lawyer on the team if they're going to do courtroom drama. Full stop. Yeah? Because even I know shit that should be there, yeah? And if I know it, why don't they know it? And they're writers, for fuck's sake. Yeah? So you got this thing. So you got a courtroom case with White Tiger, yeah? You don't get to see White Tiger fight anyone, do you?
Yeah, you do.
No, it doesn't count if it's just on a fucking CCTV footage. I want to see him actually fight someone. Did we see him actually fight someone?
No.
Okay, did we see him use his magic powers?
No.
Okay. Did we see him prowling at night, stealthily, picking off villains?
No, because he got shot in the head.
Okay. So White Tiger, we'll chalk White Tiger up as a bust. Okay. White Tiger, bust. Wasted character. Okay. All right. Next one. Yeah. And this is I'm going to go back to episode 1. So we had Karen, Foggy, the 3 of them. So what's the first thing they do within the first 10 minutes? Get rid of them.
Foggy. I told you that was...
And Karen fucks off. And Karen fucks off.
Yes. Yeah? But I think that's...
To be replaced, what Disney does, like Kathleen Kennedy, like in that South Park thing, she was replaced by a diverse woman of colour. Yeah?
Except they're both back in Season 2 of their...
No. We're talking this season. Talking about this season. We can't talk about what's coming around the corner. Okay. So we've lost Karen and Foggy, the things that kind of helped there. So when Matt Murdock isn't propelling it, Karen and Foggy are propelling it. But they've gone. Okay. So we have Fisk and Charlie Cox is Daredevil, yeah? And then we've got what? What bad guy have we got? Is Bullseye around the corner causing havoc? Is the Hand around the corner causing havoc? Is the Kingpin and his cronies around the thingy?
Are you arguing the whole thing is boring or just episode 3?
The whole thing is boring. I've had to force myself to watch it. I didn't realise I was forcing myself to watch it, but the reason I didn't watch episode 2 because I found episode 1 really boring. The first bit, the first 10 minutes, fantastic, and then after that, what the fuck is this? Then there's a nice conversation, which I really enjoyed, and then Fisk won the thing, and yeah, boring. Seriously, boring. Where's it going, Keith? Tell me where it's going.
Well, I think it's building to Fisk being taken down. That Fisk is going to become a bit of a But
what's Fisk done wrong?
I will admit, because I don't want to say what I think it's going to be, and if it is going to be that, then we're going to have to get into politics, and then I will say, okay.
Oh,
shit.
we know it's Orange Man bad. We all know it's Orange Man bad.
I don't know, because the comic books did go a slightly different route. And at the moment, it is kind of towing the comic book line of when Fisk became mayor. And, going after vigilantes, including Spider-Man, who has been mentioned several times. You could be right. We might get a Spider-Man cameo, even if it's on a flash. But it's going that way. I saw a trailer to next week's episode where he confronts Fisk outside something. But there's like,
but what?
I don't know if it's a mood that you see. The thing is, right. I was a bit anti like Infinity War, and then a few months later, I went back and sort of went, "No, you were right. I was wrong." I'm not bored by this, so I don't know why you are, and I'm not sure.
Right. There's a difference between watching something and thinking it's bad, because I can watch something and think it's bad but entertaining, yeah, and watching something and being bored, and I'm watching this and it's boring. It's as dry as the titles. So the titles are all like stone and stuff, yeah, and before everything was covered in blood, so it wasn't dry.
Well, the Punisher's going to turn up this week, so let's see where it goes from there. I haven't.
But are we going to get the epic showdown like we did in season 2 when we came across the Punisher? We're not, are we? It's going to be a chat in a locker room.
I don't know.
Matt Murdock can't see the Punisher tattoos on all the police officers' wrists. So
no.
There's no through. There is no through line. It's going nowhere. It really is. It's going. Where is it going, Keith? Oh, they're going to get rid of Fisk. Fisk hasn't done anything wrong at the moment.
No, I think
he's threatened one person
Foggy,
secretly.
Foggy's going to be revealed to be alive, because Foggy ain't dead.
Yeah, but that's not interesting, Keith. That's not an antagonist. That's not a problem to overcome. That doesn't create tension. How does it? Because it's always a problem to overcome.
Fisk trying to keep his anger in check has been, interesting. There are several times when, there is, Fisk is pulling strings behind, but trying not to get caught, and he is losing his temper.
He's not. He's had the conversation, and they showed a scene that he's not looking after the fucking underworld at the moment.
That
if he was still looking after the underworld,
he arranged the killing.
It's
he has a connection to those cops, those Punisher cops. It just hasn't been revealed. But he had a connection. He had White Tiger killed. I mean, they practically said that. So, but what's the connection there? What's going on? He's behind the Punisher cops, right? And that's obvious.
But Keith, there is nothing set up, nothing there for me. So as I said, first season, we want to see Daredevil. At the end of the season, we want to see Daredevil in the costume and a fully realised Kingpin. And we got Daredevil in the costume.
It took 13 episodes to get there.
Yeah, and we did all the bits along the route there too. And you had all the mystery to who the Kingpin was, and then you saw who the Kingpin was, and then you found out his motivations and stuff, and you did that, and then you had this weird tenuous relationship with the Chinese lady, which is part of the Hand, yeah? You had that in there, so there was something else going on there. There is fuck all happening. There really is. There's fuck all happening in it. You're sitting there going, this is good. It's going nowhere. Fast.
I think it's.
That's
going
why I don't
somewhere.
like it.
I think
Where's it going?
We know. well, we're going to see the Punisher.
So it's just going
the
to
Punisher
be.
cops.
So you just got the Punisher cops and Kingpin being back. That's fucking boring. Seriously. What's the? Yeah. If you wanted to, I don't get it because there's nothing there that says that this is going anywhere for me. It's going to fail the 4-episode rule. It's getting to episode 4, and as soon as it gets to episode 4, and if it doesn't feel like it's going anywhere, I'll stop watching it because it fails the 4-episode rule. And I'm not the only person who thinks that. And you'll look at the Daredevil figures, and they'll drop off. No one's going to come back to it because it is boring. It doesn't go anywhere. There's nothing. It's leading to nothing. Yeah. If you had the return of the Hand, yeah, that would be fantastic. Yeah, the Hand coming back. Yeah, that would be brilliant. But it's going nowhere, and it's dull.
I think that's where it is going, but I think that is where it is potentially going, and I think there's little tidbits around that I think it is going to go somewhere like that, but I don't agree that it's not going somewhere. I'm just not sure
where it's going.
No, I don't quite. I'm trying to think of another example of this, and I can't think of anything at the moment, but I'm sure I will in the middle of the night. But, I mean, there were episodes, like entire episodes that didn't feel like it was going on. I would have said that I found certain parts of season 1 more boring. And in fact, I remember complaining to you at the time, going, "This is way too long. Nothing's happening. Why is he not in his fucking suit? When am I going to see him in his suit?"
No, things were happening. He wasn't in his suit. And that complaint is a legitimate one. Him not being in his suit. But Keith, here comes a twist. He's not going to be in his suit until episode 7.
I think he's going to be in his suit at the end of this episode. Or do you know that?
I may have heard rumours.
I don't dislike it. I quite like seeing these characters back. Are some of your criticisms warranted? Potentially. But I still think
He means yes, but doesn't want to say it.
No, because I don't agree that it's boring. Because I'm not bored by it. I've been watching it and enjoyed it.
Keith, 4 episodes into The Penguin. The most recent comic book show.
Yeah.
That can be. Would you say you were bored? Would you watch The Penguin or would you watch Daredevil?
I found episode 2 or 3 of The Penguin a bit more dull at times than this. I see Severance. I've got that problem with Severance. I'm finding Severance really boring. I really am struggling to watch it.
I can get it's. I get where you're struggling with Severance. I get that because the way
I'm not struggling.
It's not the story per se. It's the presentation of the way the story's done. Because I've got some theories and bits which make it a bit more obvious. When you go yeah.
I'm struggling. I'm not struggling with this. Look. I'm not finding it boring. Okay, you're finding it boring. I don't know why. But I get it. I find I'm struggling with Severance. When you first put me onto Severance season 1, it went somewhere. I felt like it, and I found it interesting. What the fuck has happened in this season? In 10 episodes, what the fuck has happened?
Oh, well, okay. So let's go to Severance then.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
It interchanges because I think you're not finding Severance. I'm struggling with Severance, and you're clearly struggling with Daredevil.
Right.
So I'm using it as a.
So the first thing first is Severance is built around fucking metaphors and shit, yeah? And it was so obvious this week. Okay, so Bert, yeah? Christopher Walken's character. Do you know who Bert's supposed to be in this story?
Go on.
Bert is supposed to be Sharon. Yeah? So Bert is supposed to be Sharon. I think this is an allegory for the fucking afterlife, yeah? It really is. Heli is so similar to bloody Hela, who is the Norse god of the dead. Everything is in winter. Yeah. It's either dark or really shitty daylight, apart from the end of this episode where you saw the sun set. Yeah. So Sharon is known for shepherding the dead to the afterlife. Yeah. So he takes you across the river Styx and Acheron, and Bert is Sharon. Yeah, that's why you've got all the hell-like kind of imagery and whatnot, because he could drag you to hell. And he sent what's his mush? Oh, what's the character's name in Transformers? Not Bert. Who is he? Fuck me, I've forgotten. I know his name. Tash Man. Anyway, he sent him off to heaven at the end with his dog. Yeah? He sent both of them off to heaven for all intents and purposes. I need to find the bloody thing because I need to remember the name. Severance, there it is. Yeah. You've got...
When you say this, it makes sense, but it's boring. I mean, we had an entire episode in a town to find out that she was the inventor of Severance tech.
Yeah,
you could have done that in 10 minutes. Right?
That was shit. That was Ben Stiller's episode, by the way.
I have struggled to watch this, and I would argue this is far more boring than Daredevil. Because we get no... It hasn't felt like it's really going... Cold Harbor is going to be something really lame. It's not going to be... Because what you do when you do this mystery box thing, and you go 10 episodes without really telling us anything, it builds up and it builds up, and it's always going to be a letdown, the reveal. Where Paradise, as you perfectly laid out, gives you a question, gives you an answer. Gives you another question.
A question from that answer, yes. So,
I have really struggled with Severance season 2. I don't get why it's the most watched series. I'm going, what? See, I'm going, I don't understand what you're missing about Daredevil. What am I fucking missing about Severance, Gareth?
Okay, all right. So, as I said, in Severance, so one of the things they're trying, this is the weird thing they're trying to do in Severance, yeah? I think they're trying to figure out how to sever everyone away from every bad experience in their life. So what they want to do is they want you to have one of these chips in your head, yeah? And for every bad experience, going to the dentist, flying, having to write, letters, interview nerves, all those things. And the idea is to sever yourself from all of that, and have another part of yourself deal with that, so you can have this heavenly kind of thing where you're how can I put it? That one of you's always happy. That's their version of heaven, and it is fucking weird. The best bit in this episode was when Milchick had his fucking turn, which I told you was going to have. When he was talking to his boss, and his boss turned around and said, what was it? He goes, his words are usually too big. Where he turned around and goes, eat feculence. Consume feculence. He goes, what's that mean? Eat shit, like that. He goes, here is my responsibility. Out there is your responsibility. And he's absolutely fucking bang on there. And he was right for telling him. So you don't know if he's going to join sides with them. So the idea of this corporation that seems to own everything, yeah, and it's been put in there really fucking subtly, yeah. So it's like kind of, I'll give you an example. When the Mr. Drummond, the guy who is like in charge of like Milchick and that lot, yeah, when he went to Irving's house and Marquez's house, he had the keys because the corporation owns the houses, yeah. What I think that, as I said, what you're trying to do at the moment is trying to sever people from all the bad experiences, yeah? And the last experience they want to sever you from is death. Yeah? Because they think that that's going to make life better. And from that, then they can think, well, now when we have that understanding, then we can do something. And that's what I think they're trying to do. The problem is that
everything you say makes sense, but I don't think it's going to be as good as that. I think it's going to be lame, and I've struggled with it this season. It just hasn't kept me like the first season did. Right? I don't quite understand it just hasn't been fluid. It hasn't flowed.
Yeah.
You know, every time you think something's building, then you get this shitty 1 hour long fucking episode stuck with this silly cow in a fucking god awful depressing town just to find out that she invented Severance. Well, you know,
it was 32 minutes. It was 32 minutes when you cut the things out. You're right. No, that is. I hate that. That's. I find that jarring. You're right.
But they've done it more than once.
One into another. Yes, they've done it 3 times now.
And it hasn't worked for me. Whereas, I don't know. I'm just enjoying Daredevil more. Are some of the things that you said about it correct? Probably. I really liked the fucking fight scene at the end of season 2. I thought that was brutal, especially when he fucking literally drops the guy on his head. I was like, whoa! That was quite. And I enjoyed that. Is it going somewhere? Like you said about Daredevil. If I'm thinking about it, when I watched the Netflix ones, I found some of those Netflix, like season 1 really boring. Season 2 I really enjoyed. Season 3 boring in places. That could have been condensed into 8 episodes, but it would have been much better, right? But you did know it was going somewhere. I will give you that. I think this is going somewhere. But is that me wishfully thinking it's going somewhere?
It's got till episode 4. Episode 4 is the bit where he has to say, "We're going somewhere," and then that's when I go, yeah, because at the moment it doesn't look like it's not like if Kingpin was still running the criminals, yeah. If his missus just turned around and said someone else is taking care of it, and he says don't worry about it, and it's him, yeah, that would make some sense.
The missus turning on him, I don't get that.
No, I don't like that.
Right. I don't like that, and that I agree with you right from the offset. I don't like that. I don't like the replacement, or Karen Page should still be there. I don't quite understand why she abandoned him the way she does. That narratively doesn't make sense.
I don't get why. Yeah, that, and the other thing too, yeah, is even if Foggy was gone, Matt Murdock was still be in Hell's Kitchen helping out the poor people. That's what that's what they did. That was a heroic thing that they did during the day, which made you like them, yeah, because they were sitting there and it was like they were getting paid fucking apple pies and having their things washed and getting extra drinks at the bar, that sort of thing, yeah. Because people couldn't afford lawyers and they were acting as lawyers for them, getting whatever they could sorted, yeah. And that part, I don't like that aspect. The fact that he's kind of gone all corporate, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
Although he represented White Tiger for free.
But that was just one. It's not like it was. They were doing loads. And remember Karen seeing them at Foggy and that, and she's just sitting there talking to these people, and she goes, "I'm not working for anything either, because they're not working for anything. And if they can do it, I can do it. Yeah, and I will help them get all this stuff done." And because she helped, other people wanted to help too, and they were getting the signs painted for free and all these other things. And it kind of had this kind of people helping people aspect to it, which is gone. I don't like that. Which was in all 3 seasons. Yeah,
I'll give you that.
It was even in the Ben Affleck version. No, seriously, it was in the Ben Affleck version.
No, you're right. I will give you that.
But that's gone too. I don't like that because that makes Matt come across as selfish. Matt isn't selfish; she's selfless, along with Karen and Foggy, and that bothers me because that's a turn. That's a heel turn as far as I'm concerned. He's turned to an arse.
Yes, but that you could argue the death of his friend did that, and again.
Do you think? No, I don't think that. I think it would help people more. I really genuinely think it would help people more. I
have less of a problem with this than I have of Iron Man becoming less of a hero in Endgame. I think they totally destroyed. I think Tony Stark not being the hero and enforcing that 5-year time jump was a more egregious thing than this. I don't understand that, whereas I understand.
I think
the humanity.
I think it goes like
more
this.
Here.
I think it goes like this. Yeah, I think that Disney and the people writing there do not understand what good is. And you can put that in both the Iron Man thing and this Daredevil thing, because I don't think they understand what good is. And you can do it with like the villains too. So it's like you have a fucking mass murdering villain, and still they'll think they can find some way of making them go, oh no, they were justified. No, they fucking weren't. Yeah, the guys killed this Killmonger fella's killed at least 200 people. Yeah, he should be decapitated by Black Panther.
I think you raise an interesting argument, and there is definitely an argument to be made, and we'll probably be here all day if we start, although we'll probably end up agreeing with you. Look, I'm going to say I'm enjoying Daredevil more than I'm enjoying Severance, but I hear you.
Can I just one thing here? The guy who plays Dylan, yeah? Do you think he's so fat it's made his face go flat? Because it bothers me so much. It really does. I just look at his face, and his face is almost like it's been. And I didn't notice it until he met his wife for the first time, and now it bothers the fuck out of me.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. But
I'm gonna notice it now.
Yeah, I know. I'm already noticed it now that you've said it. I'm just.
All right, we'll park that there. We've got what else we got to talk about? We've got Reacher
and Electric State. So we'll do Reacher last because Reacher's the positive one.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know what everybody sees in Millie Bobby Brown because I don't think she's a particularly great actress, and actually I think she's a bit of an idiot. I mean, no offense, love. If you're going to put a bucket of fucking bleach on your hair, tie it up in a bob, and inject your face with so much fucking Botox that you no longer emote, don't be surprised when a comedian compares you to Vicky fucking Pollard, right? Because that's what happens. You are out there, you're an actress, and to start calling it bullying and all of that shit, fuck off, right? What did you expect, right? If you're going to tie everything out and do that, people are going to sort of compare you to being a bit chavvy. Because it kind of is, right? And I don't think she's, everybody thought she was like this amazing actress when she came out as 11, and she was pretty good. Everything else I've seen her in, she's not been that great. I mean, she wasn't good in Godzilla, really.
No,
she wasn't very good. I haven't really watched. I kind of had it on in the background, those Sherlock Holmes crappy things on
Enola
Netflix.
Holmes.
So I couldn't even remember the name. That's how much of a thing. All I'm saying is 11. I think she is a typical child actress that's made so much money and has just been, kind of spoilt. She wasn't very good in this. I mean, the movie looked fantastic, and the concept was an interesting one, but they filled it with a generic story that we've seen before. There was nothing really. I mean, it had a fucking stonking cast apart from her. But again, it didn't. 320 million that the movie cost for a fucking streaming movie.
So, this is something that will come from our conversation about Endgame, lead into this Electric Dreams, and will also affect Doomsday for Marvel. So the Russo brothers, went, we got our own story, we'll just kind of follow the beats from the comic. And they did that with Endgame, and they've done that with this, and that means Doomsday.
You see, to me,
apparently the comic is supposed to be quite dark and dystopian.
I didn't know it was based on a comic. Is it based on a comic, is it?
Yeah.
Thank you for telling me that. I didn't know that. I thought it looked amazing. I mean, it's some of the best special effects I've seen in any movie. And I kind of liked, I can't fucking pronounce his guy name, Qui-Gon something. The really cool dude from Indiana Jones and the Goonies.
No.
I did like PC. I found that quite...
Do you know what? When I saw that, I just went, I know he is. He's that actor, isn't everything? He's Flavour of the Month actor. And I'm like, and the worst thing is it's not a part for him to play. It's for a part for him just to be there, if that makes any sense, which is not a good thing for an actor, because if you don't get to show off your acting chops or your skills, the chance of getting a proper decent movie next time is little on the difficult side.
Do you see him become like the PC robot character?
I fell asleep.
Oh, okay. So you're watching, well, if you can stomach it, watch the end of it, because him as the PC character kind of amused me. And there were moments in it, and as I said, it looked fantastic. But I don't think it. I can understand why you fell asleep. I get it. It was not a good story. Millie Bobby Brown. I think she's more flavour of the month than what's his face is. Actually, some of the things he's been in have been quite good. So he was probably the best thing in Loki season 2. What did you say?
I said Loki.
Well,
Yeah, everyone loved Loki season 2. Loki season 2 was fantastic. I'm so thrilled and so glad that they made Loki season 2. Now pay me my money, Disney. I just want to see Tom Hiddleston and what's his mush? I can't remember his name. Wilson. Which Wilson?
Yeah. Owen Wilson.
Just as I said, if you just give him a fucking podcast, I would have preferred that. Seriously, if you had a podcast and they were just talking about taking out the bloody garbage and sorting out bills and stuff, I'd have found that just equally as entertaining, maybe more so. Yeah? And you would too. You actually would.
I'm not disagreeing with what you said about Loki season 2. It was terrible. I don't disagree with you. I thought he was quite good in it. He was probably one of the better things in it. I think you're right that he is slightly flavour of the month at the moment, and I think he is taking advantage of that by, but I actually do think he is quite a good actor. But he is taking advantage of being flavour of the month at the moment because, Hollywood wants to say, oh, we're diverse, and I agree with you. I still think the movie looked good, though. The effects were good.
Yeah, but if you'd have given that to Neill... I'll give you an example. If you'd have given that to Neill Blomkamp, he'd have done it for half price. He would have actually done it with a good story too, now I think about it.
It would have been a better story. I mean, 320 million
jobs?
is a lot of money for a streaming movie. But it's it's done well in ratings. It's done poorly in reviews, but it's done well in ratings. But yeah, it wasn't... Is it the best of the Netflix streaming movies?
I preferred Spectral. The Gorge was better on Apple, but that's not Netflix. In the same vein, though.
Yeah, The Gorge was better, you're right. Yeah,
They had a really satisfying ending, even though it was not. It was a bit wishy-washy. It felt like green screen, even though it was supposed to. Yeah,
I'll give you that.
It's better than The Gorge. That's the film review for Electric Dreams. The Gorge was better.
Well, yeah, but The Gorge was on a different thing, and actually, Apple's streaming movies, as a rule, have been a lot better. I was thinking purely on the Netflix streaming movies. And I would say it's probably one of the better Netflix streaming movies, but that's not saying a lot. Let's talk about fucking Reacher, because fuck me, was it good?
Oh yeah, everything goes to shit, doesn't it?
I wasn't expecting it to go to shit.
As quick as it did.
As quick.
Yeah.
I mean, when they went after Neagley, I was like, oh, you're fucked. Like... I mean, and you can believe it. What was good about it is when they went after Neagley, right? I was like, oh, you two, Neagley, you two are fucked, right? And I believed it because she's fucking capable of kicking their fucking... And I loved the bit where she gets the fucking cigarette. This guy's like, she's like, can you get out of the way so I get this guy bleeding out? And I loved the callousness of it. And it was great. She looked kind of hot in that. But I think... I really enjoyed this. Where I told you that Reacher was going to fucking get it on with the.
He didn't though, did he? They got naked.
No, right? Because she throws a wobbly after kissing him. He's like, "What? You kissed me?" And it's so going to happen in the next. Who do you think? Do you think it's Negley they're going to see in LA, or is it somebody else? Is it another returning character?
Well, Negley was in Chicago, so it's not Negley.
So who is it? Is it Matey Boy again? I don't know.
We don't know.
But
remember, they were introduced to a load of people last season.
Yeah,
So
could be one of the
We've got
special
those.
investigators. I really enjoyed it this week. I thought the you know, as soon as he sort of like put mud on his face, it's like, you're all dead. As soon as he put, I do want to see him fucking. I thought this is going to shit quick. Is he going to kill Paulie now? No. We're gonna have to wait for-
Paulie's getting flushed down the toilet. Because I thought the other guy, the scumbag disposal expert who got burnt to death on the boat, was
I
going to get
thought he
flushed
was
down
going
the toilet.
Yeah, I thought you were right about that. And he got fucking. She's kicking the shit out of him, right, and then he comes with a fucking pusher and just fucking nails his foot to the fucking side, and then leaves him on there. Actually, I thought that was a pretty satisfying death. It's like, fuck you, Richard. I was like, whatever.
Yeah. So, you're going to burn to death on the boat. Probably before it explodes and kills you. Yeah, it was good. It's picked up now. Feels like it's now going somewhere fast. I think it's going to be satisfying. You've got mateys. What's his name? Quinn. His name's not Quinn though. Quinn, not Quinn. Is he's the arsehole who's going to get it, and hopefully he gets it properly.
He will get it.
The question is the dad going to survive?
No, Dad's going to die. He's going to do it. He's going to do it heroically. He's going to probably do it saving his son. Because his son's like questioning, whether he really cares about him. He will have a redemption death, if that makes sense. He'll die heroically saving his son. Because as Reacher said to him, it's like, you're not fucking dad of the year. You were running a gun running business, which your son didn't know about, and you got swallowed up by a bigger, badder arsehole, basically. And basically now you're fucked. But you kind of half bought this on yourself. So he's got to pay for that. He is kind of semi-responsible for what happened to his son by, doing gun running and, making a business that looks appealing to bigger, badder arseholes. So he's got to die, but I think he's going to do it in a redeeming way. That's my thing. It's just how the fuck he's going to kill. Paulie's got to die in a satisfactory way, but I think how Reacher's going to do it, I don't know. But both him and Quinn, not Quinn, have got to die in really fucking nasty ways.
Quinn, not Quinn. That's what we're calling the character. Quinn, not Quinn. It is true. It is true. It's Quinn, not Quinn. Okay, so let's talk about Basic.
Yeah.
The reason I want to talk about Basic is one. Did you get the impression at the end it was supposed to be something like Reacher?
Yes.
When you get to the end? Okay, that's fine.
Because he's not. So he is still in the army. Basically, he was fake booted out the army, and he was still the colonel. He was still in the army. I kind of like not enough Samuel L. Jackson, not enough motherfucker.
So let's just recap for people. So Basic is it's a military drama about a training accident that happened and someone got killed. Actually, a lot of people got killed. So they call in an ex-ranger to investigate this because he's needed and he looks a bit wanky. And it replays the incidents. And if you ever watch this episode of science fiction where they do the testimony and they replay the testimony from different people's perspective. It reminded me of the episode of Farscape where what's his mush gets killed and they replay all of it, and it's just like that. Featuring John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson. Samuel L. Jackson's supposed to be the antagonist. It was quite good. It wasn't great, but it was good. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
It was a good twist ending, especially when they all fucking walk in and they're all meant to be dead, and you've seen them in various different sort of guises, and they're all still alive. Especially Samuel L. Jackson's character, which
I burst out laughing at one point.
Go on.
When they turned around and said, I can't remember if the character's name was Pike. And and it's like kind of that's not Pike. He's or something. He's black like that, and the way it was done, it made me laugh. I don't know why. It was just like kind of no, he's black like that. I pissed myself absolutely fucking laughing at that bit there. But yeah, it was
twisty
interesting.
turny. It was better than I thought it was going to be. It was more entertaining than I did watch Rollerball, boobs, but that was about the thing I remember from Rollerball was boobs. Whereas this was better. If I was expecting more, but it wasn't the story that I thought it was going to be. I thought that Travolta was going to turn out to be the ultimate sort of bad guy, so it was a bit of a twist at the end when actually he was like basically an undercover army investigation unit, like off the books investigating dodgy army goings on, which actually did feel like a bit like the special fucking investigators. So yeah, you're right. Yeah, I did. I thought that as his last movie, it went out on a bit more of a high than I thought it was going to. Apparently, he didn't enjoy making this movie because he was given a different script right at the last minute, which he thought was bad and didn't make any sense. He did squirrel away quite a lot of money to do some reshoots in order to make as much logical sense. I followed it. I thought it made more sense. Again, I liked the twists and the turns in it. Was it his best movie? Not by a long shot. But apparently he's been acting as a script doctor ever since, and he's got quite a lot of uncredited things. But look, it went out better than I thought it was going to do. Put it that way.
Yeah, it's better than Rollerball.
Yeah.
You don't want to be remembered for tits, unless you're a pornographer. But it made sense. Because I've been watching a lot of those kind of things, like Paradise, for example, we watched recently that had that sort of thing, and Reacher itself, which was that kind of thing, and like lots of other kind of murder mysteries and whatnot. It made sense that the story didn't quite match up. I knew that the guy in charge was dodgy as fuck, and that made me. It was great when he turned around and did the whole, what do you call it? Who was poisoned? How do you know he was poisoned? Yeah, I never said he was poisoned. I literally just got off the thing and found out he was poisoned. And it was like, no, I'm shitting you. And then starts laughing and this, that, and the other. And then he offers him a bribe. And I'm like, okay. And one of the reasons he had that legend or ID that he had of the DEA agent was because he's, because of that. Anyway, I think on that note, John McTiernan, shame he kind of went out the way he did. Yeah.
Well, he's not completely out. I mean, he is doing things in the background. It's just he hasn't made any films of note. But it's been an interesting study, this one. It was a good pick. We're going to have to discuss what we're going to do next, because I have no idea now.
Starship Troopers for next, just because it's the 25th or 25th anniversary of it, and the remake. So Starship Troopers. And it's got boobs.
Right. That's true. We'll do Starship Troopers next week. Yeah.
All right.
We'll think up of something. All right.
So, thank you everyone for joining. I'm going to be streaming with some people, a game called Nuclear Nightmares, which is somewhere between The Thing and some kind of extraction. So, it'll be good. But thanks for joining us. To everyone that's joined us this week. Keith, I want you to say something really entertaining and interesting, very poignant.
boobs.
And then we wait for the stream to catch up. Sorry, I was being
No, we're still recording. We are still recording.
No, because it's a couple of seconds behind, and then it should. Or is it not doing it this week? What the fuck? What the fuck, people?
I said something very poignant. I said boobs,
right.
and we're still live. See, it didn't want you to end.
All right, hang on. And while we're here, yeah, best boobs in a film.
Oh no, I can't possibly do that because I'd be wrong.
No, you can't be wrong. You can never be wrong about best boobs in a film. It's a matter of perspective more than anything else. It's like 3D art opposed to paintings.
I don't know. I can't think. I can't. My brain's locked up now. Go on, you say it.
I'm going to go back to when I was 16. Pamela Anderson in a terrible film called Snapdragon.
Yeah. You see, Pamela Anderson did occur to me, and that film. Funny enough. Yeah, finish it on that. Pamela Anderson. There you go. Boom.
Okay, all right. Well, there you go.
Poignant.
Bonus section.